Hey guys, what's going on? And let's see what's happening on the charts. I'm not going to use my video for this. Something wrong with my camera. So yeah, I'm just going to talk my way through it. Alright, we are starting off, just looking at from 11 o'clock, we pretty much going sideways. On the 1 minute you'll see we printed some nice equal lows here and then a nice trend line down, which is also liquidity. That's what I teach. A market is trading from liquidity to liquidity. And yeah, I don't know if this is something I would just get into. But let's have a look at a 15-minute quick. See, this looks almost like a bear bull flag or something. So it'd be nice to see some sort of spot down into this fair value gap. This is quite important because got this fair value gap right underneath these equal lows, so it would be nice to see some sort of move into it for that 50% to hold, and then go higher. And what do we have higher? Yeah, we've got this whole gap to get filled. Doesn't matter, but that's what I see right now, and that's most probably what I would like to see if I wanted to take any trades. Going back to 1 minute. Okay, so could see price move lower here again. Or maybe we'll just see a push higher and come back later for this. Pretty much targets, I would probably look at this as a target. That's a target, and obviously this one up here as well. Alright, let's just keep an eye on it and see how it plays out. No need to press any buttons here. Remember, this is now trend line, and while we add it, there's a low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then if you see some sort of reversal here, that could send price lower, taking all of these higher lows out as liquidity as well, targeting equal lows right at the bottom. Here was equal highs here, market went up, did not close this little fair value gap here. If it inverted that, but this is what if we get some sort of a black candle down here and close above it, that's worth a little scalp, or even taking this high as a target as well. Maybe leave it as equal highs there. Right, so yeah, we can see some sort of, if this black candle closes below this white candle's wick, be, I don't know, there's a fair value gap in here which we need to keep an eye out for. There's a wick test up here, so you want to see price go into there and then down. See how this fair value gap holds price. So because we reject here, I don't know if this wick is going to hold. I mean, we should make the wicks grey, right? I think we made it grey last time. See, that will be the short normally, but because we got this low and this low in this fair value gap, this could send price higher. And you don't want to get caught between two things, two like a wick or two gaps. See, now I want to see, but this wick has taken out these equal lows, so I see that as a liquidity grab, and that's probably a target for here, unless we go and invert this fair value gap. Then I would look to target equal lows here. Let's call it equal lows. Equal lows here, and it's perfectly positioned in a fair value gap. Alright, then we've got liquidity lower down, but this is also pretty good. And maybe what we'll see price going to our targets and then come down. So we're just gonna have to sit and wait. Okay, so obviously this wick is no longer valid for us. I'm going to take that off. So our price is just going sideways. We want to see something happens at this fair value gap. This is not going to be an A plus to, if it inverts, to short it down to these equal lows. And Momentum still looks, you know, strong to push price actually to those targets first. See, now we see some aggressive move down to these equal lows. I mean, probably would want to see some sell in here. Get it. If he runs those equal lows, I'll obviously collapse the trade because I've got no expectation then to test after it runs liquidity. You want to see that immediate rebalance and then drop to those equal lows. See how this high did not take out this high, so this is still a trend line with liquidity. This is all liquidity. Okay, so there it picks us up. Now I want to see if it's actually gonna comes down to these equal lows, or if it's just gonna smash through. Okay, so what we do is we change this to my orange color, and then back blue, just see what it does. Close above there, I'll probably just collapse the trade. I want to see a pin close below this 50% of this blue block. Would be ideal for me. Otherwise, not liking what it does now. Okay, so I'm out of this trade because it does incorrect thing for me here, and most probably gonna go higher to these targets. Good to see some sort of a pullback into this fair value gap before we go higher. Okay, so obviously we've taken that high. Collapsing my trade for my order. This black candle should hold price, so we might see some sort of a pullback here. So now we've got two fair value gaps. Let's see, this one test to 50%. Leave it about there. And then I want to target just above that. But I would like to see that push in here. Okay, so target one is done. There's a target here. I'd like to see some sort of a I wouldn't take it here. Probably look to buy something down here. The only reason I put it there is if you take the swing point to that swing point, 50% is right at that lower fair value gap. And the thing is, if we don't get there, then we don't get there. So, I mean, if we hit those targets first, I'll just collapse the trade again, or the order. Probably gonna push through it, through this bar, this one here, targets getting smashed. I'd see a test in this black candle here to go higher, or just smash right through it. Let's see what it does. through that. There's the test in that little fair value gap, but we've run this high and 50% of that wick, so I don't know if we would go all the way up there. Might see a push lower here, but don't know yet. This is just a scalp. See if we get it. Into this fair value gap, so I'm taking it just before we get to that fair value gap, but I think we might want to go into that fair value gap at least to test it if we want to go higher. Or it could just run away. Yeah, I mean, it filled this little gap. Okay, collapse the trade. Why did I collapse the trade? Because this was holding price. See how this black candle, we came and tested, and we see that reaction. So in theory we want to see price going higher here. Let's actually take the buy then. See if we can get this push up to that 470s. Alright, there's a push. Come on. Good if we stay closed above that high. 170, 40, 70s. There's a target up here. Good if we can just go in there, or give us that 1,600. Okay, so that's it. Still down $180 for the day. Well, for this session, not for the day. Up $3,000 for the day, but for the session we down 180, which I'm sure we'll get back because liquidity, and we might see an opportunity to go short here. Okay, so there's a test on that black candle wick now. If we follow through to close here, then we most probably not going to take the target. Let's see how that wick high is holding price. To make it bigger for you guys to see. Target's obviously up here. Nice scalp if you've taken this to be immediately up $1,000. Why didn't I take it? Because on this trend line, this is the last liquidity, and I've seen so many times where price goes up to form like equal highs and then boom, reverse, go the other direction. Right, so let's see. So far it's holding price, but it's also not moving. Could see some sort of a pullback into this fair value gap again. Another test on that wick. I think we'll definitely, well, we're going sideways here, and we might see that spike up through that target and then reverse. Be nice if it's a nice solid candle, leaving a fair value gap that gets inverted, then that would be a nice entry to go short. There we go. There's aggressive push through the target. So we're either going to continue or we're going to do some sort of a reversal. That's a nice trade off that wick. There's a nice trade off that wick. And where was the other? No test on the wick there. But there was a good trade into your targets, which is obviously great. So if we can, this white candle now close, black candle close below here, then something to watch is inversion of this. Yeah, that's something we just need to keep an eye on. Okay, so big gap here. So momentum could go and test this 520 level. Maybe. Remember, there's also like a bull flag earlier. Just 2 minutes. Just stick to the 1 minute. See this white candle? We didn't close below it, but there's a fair value gap down here. We can keep an eye for inversions. I wouldn't try jumping early. I'll just wait. Just be careful when it inverts here. I know we've got equal lows down here. Just be careful of these fair value gaps here, because that could block price from going lower. And that could look like a trend line break, a test to go higher, or in this case this could be the fake breakout and then drop down. See, even though these were nice downward momentum, if you shorted here, that would have been in drawdown, and you were just gonna, I don't know, hope for something to push it lower. That's why you want to wait and see the move to invert, but then be careful of this. But yeah, let's see if we can get a better type of setup. We could see price go back up to take this high out and leave a fair value gap, gets inverted and then trickle down. Or it can just close below here now. Gosh, get candles like that. So I'm targeting this fair value gap down here, provided this candle close within this fair value gap or lower and not close up there. Then it means I need to close my trade again. This is most probably going to go to this high now. out, I close that trade because I don't like this. It's probably going to go up here. We're going to target this. See if we can rebalance this. Okay. I see that high get run. And I think this rebalance. See if we can get to that 480s. Come on. Push up. Push up. Giving my stop there at break even. Just in case it starts to come down. Keep those lows there. Just keep pushing up. Push, push, push. Go on. Come on, go take that high. Push. I know you want to. Okay. There, we're taking that high. Right, so now we're up $1,000 for the session. Now if we see big move close below here, that's exactly where I'll take a short. Or we're just going to move up. Still momentum to the top side. 520s. 520s is here. See if that's where we want to go. So we close above this black candle, then I think there's some upside to that 520s. Okay, let's mark that as a target. Let's see what happens. Okay, there we go. We get some nice push to the upside now, and most likely gonna reach for that 520 level. Okay, while it's working its way up there, I'm just gonna look at the other account. Let's make sure there's no drawings on here. Let's mark this out on a 4 hour. See, we filling this gap, and that's why we targeting. You can actually target this 530s, 530, even the 540s. Down, 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 up, down, lower, low. Okay, but this doesn't go all the way up. Alright. Okay, we said this 530 and 540. Those are targets. See how it plays out. Okay, so we've got the 520s next. So if this black candle down here, this white candle closed above that, that would have been a nice entry to that 520s. Well, nice trade to take those 520s. Okay, let's keep an eye on this. I mean, we've got, could see a black candle, white candle. I mean, yes, the swing point, there's no low here, just continued, so it's pretty bullish right now. And that's why I won't take a trade or another trade right now, not yet. So we literally moving into, we are in a deep premium, so it's not necessarily the best place to buy. So we touch that 520 and react from it. Now it's like equal lows down here. Black candle looks pretty bearish right now. See where it closed from that white candle. Testing that wick. Okay, so in that fair value gap there, hit a sell up here just for that pullback. Because now what we're looking at is this. And special 50% if we want to go lower at this black candle. So I'll leave it there. Let's see if we can get this one. It's just $1,200. Okay, so the fair value gap is holding price. To show you, that dotted line is the 50%. It pretty much looks like it wants to come lower. I think it will go down to this 489, but I'm happy to take my profits up here. And the reason I say that is because there's a fair value gap there that we're testing in. See how it holds to that 50%. This whole range, 50% is around here. So that gives me room to take the money out before it bounces. There's momentum to the upside again, building up. Like to see that push lower. Never a good place to be stuck between two fair value gaps, especially if you need direction. Let's see if we can get that push. Let's make it $1,000 rather. Go on. See this equal lows. Don't want to see a push up now. Something like that. Gosh. Check. Okay, there we go. Right, so we up $2,100 for the session. See, we set this black candle. Right, so this fair value gap was holding price, push. See what happens here. Keep an eye on it. Inversion, not A plus inversion, but there's a retest. Be nice if we get to that 50%. Looking for a white candle and then the break of that will most probably send it lower. See if we can get a test in here. Right, we just got picked up. Now we need to see price go lower from here. Be good to see us close below here. golly gosh. How I want to see price close below this. Okay, now you want to see close below this white candle up here. I don't know if we're going to get that close. Looks like it's one low. Be nice to see one push lower. Didn't get that close. Be nice if we can see if we can get that push down to that 480 level. Come on. I think we might see this 2000. Let's see if we can get that 476. I think it will go even lower from here. Good to see price drop from here. Come on, push now, lower. Amazing how price is struggling now. Right, we're out of that trade. Still up for the session. Now it looks like it wants to clear these liquidities, which is these trend lines. Guys, I guess it is what it is, right? Sometimes you gotta take money off the table, and again, there's your white candle, black candle. Be nice to see some sort of a test if you want to go higher, but I think we might want to target these highs and then look for a lower push. %, right here in this fair value gap, but this is no longer, I mean, pretty cool highs there. Price is consolidating again. Let's see if we want to see some sort of a spike in here, a rejection, then send price higher, or break through, close, test to run price lower. It all depends what's happening in this fair value gap zone. Okay. Guess we want to go higher. See if we close above here. Might want to see some sort of a test in this wick, or maybe spin through, test here, and then go higher. Like that. See, we're holding in here, so we might see a push to close below here. Nice equal lows here. All the way down there. So there's a lot of sell side building up. Right, so macro time's coming up at 1450 till 1510. So we might see some price movement now in the next minute. If I say price movement, I see a bigger move. Alright, let's see if we can get some direction now. See, we've taken that low. If we close above here, maybe look to take a little bit of a long there. Might see a push up to here. The volume imbalance here. Let's see if it holds price. Again, the only thing that worries me is this. I mean, we've got all the sell side down here. Alright, so now we running spike through this white candle's high. If we close below this 50% of this fair value gap, I think there's a good chance that we might go lower here. Didn't close below that white candle's wick. Right, let's see. We can get picked up on that test. See if we can see immediate rebalance on this black candle. Unfortunately not. Yep, that's gonna go straight to that. Get a test up here. Alright, let's see if we can get the push down now. 450s, 460s. Of course, we'll go into this fair value gap now. That would have been the entry. See if we can get that push lower. If we can get this straight in, then I'll call it a day. And yeah, then we'll see what tomorrow brings. But I need to see that price move down and not reverse. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna give it up for today. Let me know in the comments below if you've taken any trades, if you made money. I'm gonna stop the stream now, and then I'll come back later to see if this trade actually played out, or if it was just one of those trades that we shouldn't have taken. Alright, so take care, have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.